Guys, I would usually cook this right before I went to bed, but for the sake of light and etc., and I'm about to go down in here and do some serious scouting. I'm going to stop filming because I'm going to get down there. It's now getting close to 4 o'clock, and between 4 o'clock and dark being about 5, somewhere around in there, a little before 5, I'm going to get down there and scout. I'm trying to find what I'm looking for out here. I'm not hunting, I'm scouting, but I'm not going to be doing any more filming after that to be dark. So if I'm going to do this for you, I need to do it in light. And I've got to get up in the morning and go straight home to go to work, so there won't be any time tomorrow. So this is going to wind it up. But I wanted to show you how to make camp taters, what we call it. And it's a simple little rig to do, but it's something that gives you meat, carbohydrates, boosts you up. Now, what I typically do is make it in a canteen cup. Now, I take my canteen and I put just enough water to barely cover the bottom. I don't want the meat to burn. I want it to kind of get going so that the grease will come out of the meat. And the meat is going to be Spam. I use one of these single serving packs. So what you do is take your meat, whatever meat you want to use. I like to use this because I scoot it up till it's about a ½ inch out. And then I take my knife and I make a series of cuts, about a ½ inch big. Then I slice it off, making sure not to slice foil while I'm doing it, into the cup. Scoot it up, do it again. This way I make giblets without having to get it dirty. And just slice it and do the same. If you pay attention where you don't drop it onto your leg, you'll do real good. But oh well, 5-second rule, you know. Woo. Alright, we want to do it the big way. Cut and cube. One of the things I'm looking for while I'm down here is illegal hunting. Because the landowner, that's one thing he asked me to do, was to make sure that there are not any illegal hunters on his land. I just heard something down yonder in that bottom. Might have to go investigate that. But what we're going to do now, I'm going to put this on the fire, and I'm going to start browning it. And I'll show that in a minute as soon as I get my fire going good. Stay with me, I'll be right back. Fire gets going, I'm going to take and move the bigger sticks out here to the side. I want a bed of coals right there. So I'm going to take these really small, tiny sticks and throw right there, because I need a hot coal bed, but for only a couple of minutes. So I'm going to put them right there. Get them going like that. And then, taking my lid off, I'm going to set my pot up in there and let it start to heat up. And this is going to take a little bit of fidgeting. I don't want my handle to get too hot, so I'm going to face it upwind. Just like that. I'll wait for the sizzling, and then I stir it a little bit. I'm going to brown that meat just a little, is what I'm doing. Keep raking my coals into a tight pile. Keep stirring it up. Now that little bit of water I put in the bottom keeps it from burning and sticking. But what I'm doing is browning it. And I'm also getting some of the fat and some of the flavor out of the meat. So that when I add water in a minute to boil to add the mashed potatoes, it's got a flavor. Now this would be a good time to add any pot herb I want to add. Be a good time to add a little bit of onion, something like that. But this is normally a really good stick to your ribs kind of meal that's going to keep you going during the night. Keep your, your furnace stoked, as I like to call it. And it's cheap, quick, and easy. One lunch packet of Spam and some instant mashed potatoes. Now, a favorite thing of mine to do with those instant mashed potatoes is go ahead and take dry gravy mix and mix it in with the dry potatoes. I put these into bottles that I can seal up and bring out and shake. Usually I won't have that bag. And it'll be, I like turkey gravy to add to mine, but you can add whatever you like. But I just take a package of dry turkey gravy that you get at the grocery store, and I will add it to the mix so that whenever I measure out however much tater I get, it's already got a gravy flavor to it. Quick and easy. And instead of sitting here running my mouth, I should have been paying attention to my little twig fire, because it's about to go out now. Got to boost it back up. It's alright, I got plenty of twigs. Browned sufficiently, like I want. I'm going to add about half a canteen cup of water. Maybe just a little over half. I'm going to let that come to a boil. These heavy cover lids by canteenshop.com, well worth the time, guys. They really are. They do a good job at cooking. It even serves as a small plate when you need it. It keeps a lot of the crud out of your water, provided you use your head and don't crack your firewood over the thing. Now all I got to do is just throw sticks alternating on either side of it. A little pine straw on that side, get the sticks going, and let it come to a boil. This V-fire, what I call a canteen cut fire or V-fire, is very handy for this type of cooking because it generates a lot of heat around the base but leaves your handle relatively cool as long as you don't let the fire creep around this side of the cup. Water has boiled sufficiently for a few minutes. Come back here and bring it off the fire. Lift up my lid. Let it hang on the stick over here to the other side of the foot. Now notice that water is still boiling, so be very careful. Don't do nothing that's going to get you scalded. Now we're going to open up our camp taters. In this case it's some instant taters. We're going to add enough to the right consistency. Now, put some in, stir it around a minute. Let it absorb and let it swell up. Still wanting to boil, see in the corner, and it off the heat. I think I got it just about right then. Now, like I said, now I'm going to let it sit here and simmer in that heat for about 10 minutes in that sealed up canteen. Pull it back a foot or two away from the fire. think you can see that right here. And let's give it 10 minutes or so to kind of let the juices meld a little bit. We've heated it up, we put it in boiling water, there's enough heat, it's just reconstituting them taters. We're ready to go. So let's shift over here and get ready to eat, and we'll let it sit. Meanwhile, we'll let this go out. We're going to spread it out a little bit and let it naturally wind down. See all them coals? That's what you get from a little bitty stick fire whenever you just stack alternate on either side of the canteen cup and have you 2 or 3 good limbs worth of sticks to do. I don't have to worry about a big pile or a big fire lay. I simply stand up the canteen cup and start laying left, right, log cabin style on either side, and occasionally throw something like grass or whatever in there to give a little boost to the heat. This is taking 10 minutes. That bed of coals will be hot for the next 45. By the time I get done eating, I'll be ready to put my fire out. Stay with me, be right back. Okay guys, I don't know how much you can see of this, but this is one of the other reasons I like coming down here this land. I cleaned this out with machetes last year. "200 acres of prime land, woohoo, a rotten pier, like he nearly went for a swim, and a couple acres of prime bass fishing. On an old rickety old pier." Now tell me Blackie ain't got it going on.